Yeah, I think using the platform she has, that she's gained with all these followers nationally but also globally. When a player comes along who can single-handedly drive 25% of all ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and TV ratings for an entire league, it's clear something extraordinary is happening. This statistic isn't just mind-blowing, it's a game changer. I want y'all to tell me, what do y'all not like about Caitlin Clark? Is it the media coverage? Do you not like? So how did Caitlin Clark, just one player, become such a massive force in the basketball world? What does this mean for the future of women's sports? And what does it say about the way we view talent, marketability, and pay in the world of professional athletics? Caitlin Clark didn't just come into the WNBA as another rookie. She came in as a phenomenon. Her time at Iowa wasn't just a preview, it was a prelude to something bigger. From draining three-pointers from the logo to threading passes that no one else would even attempt, Clark's style of play captivated audiences long before her professional debut. She was a star in college, and her talent transferred seamlessly to the WNBA. What made her so special wasn't just her raw skill, it was her energy, her charisma, and her ability to captivate an audience. We're on the tickets to the Indiana Fever home opener right now. The cheapest ticket. When Caitlin Clark steps onto the court, it's not just about basketball. It's about the spectacle, the anticipation, and the undeniable excitement she brings. Fans packed arenas to see her play, and her games became must-watch events. And it wasn't just the fans. NBA players themselves began taking notice. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and other top NBA stars started sending her gifts, congratulating her on her game, and publicly showing their admiration. Clark wasn't just a college sensation. She had become a global basketball icon. Despite all this, Caitlin Clark's salary as a WNBA player tells a much different story. Her rookie contract was $76,000, a figure that's downright shocking when you consider the astronomical revenues she's generating for the league. To get you into the building to see Caitlin Clark, $271. And as the tweet here says, that's more expensive. When the numbers came in, it was clear that Clark wasn't just another player. She was the engine driving the WNBA's growth. Yet her salary remained capped at the league's standard contract structure, which many fans and analysts argue is grossly outdated. It's a stark contrast to the millions that NBA stars earn, despite their league not generating the same level of fan engagement as Clark has done for the WNBA. That Caitlin Clark was responsible for driving 25% of the WNBA's total revenue, including ticket sales, merchandise, and viewership, has sparked a much-needed debate about player compensation. If one player can generate that much attention and revenue, shouldn't they be compensated accordingly? Critics have pointed out the absurdity of the situation, with fans taking to social media to express their frustration. How can the league justify paying someone like Clark the same as players with far less impact when it's clear that Clark is the primary reason the WNBA is seeing a surge in popularity? A valuation expert estimates that Caitlin Clark has generated some. The debate surrounding Clark's salary isn't just about money. It's about recognition. It's about giving credit where it's due and ensuring that the league rewards players who elevate the sport and bring in millions of new fans. If the WNBA wants to continue growing, it must rethink its salary structure to better reflect the true value of its players, especially those like Caitlin Clark who are single-handedly transforming the landscape of women's basketball. The statistics are staggering. Caitlin Clark's games were the highest rated in the WNBA. Her name was plastered on merchandise that flew off the shelves. TV viewership skyrocketed when she played, with games drawing more viewers than some of the biggest NBA matchups. She wasn't just a player, she was the face of the league. The WNBA's social media accounts were filled with her highlights, and the official homepage of the league prominently featured her image. For the first time in history, the WNBA was fully leaning into a player's star power, and it was clear that Caitlin Clark was the catalyst for this transformation. Caitlin Clark's influence on women's basketball transcends beyond the basketball court. Her impact isn't limited to ticket sales or merchandise, but it extends to the heart of the sport itself. She has been a beacon of change, helping to bring a new generation of passionate fans into the fold of women's basketball. Clark's rise in the WNBA is more than just a story of individual success. It is the story of a player who is reshaping the perception of women's sports and elevating the entire league. Through her stellar performances and unmatched presence, Clark has single-handedly put women's basketball on the map. Not just for fans of the sport, but for those who had previously overlooked it. Her work ethic, grit, and relatable journey have made her more than just an athlete. They've made her a symbol of what can be achieved when you work relentlessly for your goals. This relatability has built a strong bond with fans and made Caitlin Clark a figure of empowerment and inspiration. As Caitlin Clark continues to dominate the WNBA, the conversation about gender pay disparity in sports has reached a fever pitch. Fans and analysts alike have raised the question, how can the WNBA justify paying Clark the same as players who contribute far less to the league? Despite driving 25% of the WNBA's revenue, Clark's salary remains a fraction of what male athletes in the NBA earn. This glaring pay gap has sparked outrage among fans and experts who argue that it's time for the league to recognize the value of its stars and compensate them accordingly. Thanks for watching and subscribe this channel.